Super-duper-doo, how are you? I'm sure you are amazing, fantastic, awesome, superb, spectacular, whatever word you use to describe you at your absolute happiest best. What if you could be that all the time? And I'm not talking about motivational rah-rah, talk yourself into it. What if there was an actual physiological way to feel good all the time? Would we choose to do it? And I'm not sure of the answer to that, because have you met people that seem to love drama and love being upset or love being angry, or they seem to find ways to be angry? I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about if you want to be happy every single day, all day, every day, is that possible physiologically? And it's interesting because the hormonal system, the central nervous system, the fight and flight system, which is how your body handles stress, overcomes stress, disperses stress, and then you feel good afterwards. None of that's argued, and you probably learnt it in simple high school science. I certainly did. But I wonder why we don't apply it. And I do, because I want to be happy. And there's probably the first question to ask. Do you want to be happy? And I get that some people don't. Some people like to be miserable and some people like drama. But if you want to feel happy, and I'll use a different word because the psychologists and psychiatrists often don't use the word happy because it's a little bit airy-fairy, rah-rah. They use the word satisfied with your life. And the reason for that is serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter in your brain, is responsible, and they call it the satisfaction neurotransmitter. It makes you feel satisfied with your life. So it's a chemical in your brain that makes you feel good about your current situation, regardless of what it is. So that means then, is it possible to be happy even if it's hot, if it's cold, if you're stressed, if there's terrible things happening in the world, if Mother Nature's gone crazy, if the government's doing stupid stuff, if inflation's high, if interest rates are high, could you still be happy? And I ask that question very carefully because all of those things are out there. I can't control what the government does. I can't control the weather. I can't control what other people do. I can't control most things. But I do have full control over how I respond or react to those things, and that is part of that hormonal system. So what if you really could be happy all the time? And it's as simple as this. And I talk about this all the time, but I'm asking very personally. So the first question was, do you want to be happy? Do you want to feel satisfied with your life? If the answer is yes, what do you need to do that? And physiologically, the answer is exactly the same every single time. When the human body is under stress for whatever reason, because it's hot, because it's cold, because you have no energy, because somebody's trying to upset you, because you've had a bad day, whatever is happening on the outside, and your body goes into a physiological response to stress, your body produces epinephrine, adrenaline, and cortisol, the catecholamine system for stress. So what happens is your blood pressure goes up, your heart rate goes up, your blood fat and blood sugar levels go up, and you get ready to fight or flight. No one argues that. That's just how the human body works. The beautiful thing though about the human body is once you've fought and you've overcome the threat, once you've sprinted and you've got away from the threat, your body then goes through another process, a hormonal process, where your brain fills up with those chemicals that say, congratulations, you overcame the threat. Dopamine is a reward neurotransmitter, so you feel rewarded for what you did. Serotonin, the satisfaction neurotransmitter, you feel satisfied with your life, regardless of what's going on. You have endorphins, which are the chemicals produced from the fight and flight. So because you ran, or because you fought, or because you used all the muscles in your body, and because your heart and lungs got puffed, your endorphin level goes up, but they're a natural painkiller. I'm going to say that again. They are a natural painkiller, as strong and powerful as morphine, for example. So not only does your body produce everything that you need to disperse the stress through the catecholamine system, it also produces the reward drug after you've overcome the threat, and it produces serotonin so you feel satisfied that you overcame the threat, and it gives you the pain-killing chemicals so that you can run away and you can fight. And then this beautiful thing called brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is fertilizer for your brain. And the simple explanation for that, of course, is if you had to run away from an animal, or if you were under threat and you got away from that threat, or there was something happening in your life that you had to overcome, your brain says, we need to be better next time. So if that threat ever comes again, if that animal ever chases us again, if that wild tribe ever attacks us again, we need to be smarter, we need to be better. So the human body automatically produces brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is fertilizer for your brain and for all of those chemical systems. So your dopamine will work better, the serotonin system works better, the catecholamine system works better because brain-derived neurotropic factor makes them all work better. I get really excited about this because it doesn't matter what's happening in my life, I'm now in full control of it. You are too, if you want to be. If you want to be happy, dopamine and serotonin and endorphins are happy drugs. So if you fight or flight, whether that's an external threat or you create your own by getting tough, lifting heavy. And the beautiful thing about the phosphate system, which is the fight and flight system, is that it only lasts for 10 seconds. It's the only energy system in your body that you can put 100% effort in. And it's designed to get you away from the threat. So it's 10 seconds of intense activity, 100% effort, and then you get that change in your brain chemistry. Is it possible that if your brain's working better than the rest of your body works better, you make better decisions about everything, including about your food, about your relationships, about your finances? Everything works better when your brain's working better. And is it possible that you'll feel better? And the answer, of course, physiologically is yes, because serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, they're the things that the pharmaceutical companies are trying to replicate with a pill. And as I always share very passionately and very openly, they are producing antidepressants, massive amounts of them, in pill form. But please ask your doctor or ask your psychologist or psychiatrist or whoever's giving you those drugs to please point out very specifically the side effects of those drugs. Find out for yourself what those drugs do to your body. Yes, that they may make a chemical change in your brain. What are the side effects? Versus when you get puffed, when you lift heavy, when you do a combination of both to produce those same drugs, so not in pill form, you actually put your own body under stress, so you push as hard as you possibly can, you lift as heavy as you can, you then produce your own serotonin, dopamine, brain-derived neurotropic factor, endorphins, and you feel happy without the horrible side effects. Now here's the side effects though. When you're really fit and strong, yes, you have great hair, great skin, great nails. You'll have good posture. You'll have a body that can fight germs, bugs, viruses and diseases. You'll have a fast metabolism so you can burn up everything that you eat. You just feel better, look better, are better when you're fit and strong. Everything works better when you're fit and strong. But most importantly, your brain. So if you want to feel good, if you want a brain that works effectively, so if you're going to an interview, job interview, for example, or you're doing a test or an exam, or you've got a hot date, or you have to remember something, or you're about to study. I always share this with my exercise and business professionals. If you're going to study, first of all, don't sit down, because sitting is a ridiculous position for the human body. But if you want to study effectively, if you want to learn effectively, if you want to remember, get into the fight and flight system just before you study. So get puff, lift heavy, or a combination of both for 10 seconds. Then you fill your brain up with brain-derived neurotropic factor, fertilizer for your brain, so you think better, be more creative, have more imagination, can overcome challenges, and you remember stuff better because your brain's working more effectively. To me, this is such a simple process. If you want to be happy, if you want to feel satisfied, if you want to remember stuff, if you want to be optimistic, if you want to be positive, it's an easy process. Get puffed, 10 seconds, 100% effort. 10 seconds, 100% effort. People say to me, Rowie, can it be that easy? It's not only that easy, it's physiologically the only way to work at 100% effort is in the phosphate system, and that is only 10 seconds. 10 seconds to change your brain. Now we get to choose. Super duper doo, how are you? You could be miserable and grumpy, or you could feel awesome. 10 seconds. Super duper doo. Woohoo! Super duper doo, how are you? I'm sure you are amazing. Ha!